25-year veteran, 16-year Navy SEAL chief. Amazing gentleman, a man of God. Please put your hands together for Floyd Ncclendon.
Good afternoon, Texas! Yes, it's so great to be here. So today I'm here to share my support with you for our President, Donald J. Trump. Yes, so all of my life I've been a protector. It started at home when I got big enough to defend my mom against my abusive father. In high school, I would get in trouble for defending my best friend against bullies twice his size. And later on in life, I became a Navy SEAL, and my brothers and I, we defended this great nation. For the last 4 years, President Trump has been protecting our Constitution. He has strengthened our once depleted military. He has eradicated terrorists like al-Baghdadi, Soleimani, and ISIS. President Trump has been a staunch supporter of those unable to defend themselves, the unborn, and I believe he will continue to do so.
Yes.
As you know, he's a fighter, and I know a little bit of something about that. He's fought against the far-left radicals, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. He's standing up against career politicians who are more concerned about maintaining their positions of power. He does not cower to foreign leaders. Instead, he boldly proclaims American exceptionalism, promoting America's first agenda.
Yes.
President Trump has proven time and time again that he will not back down from media such as MSDNC or the Communist News Network. Instead, he takes the fight to them. On July 4th, I was in Paris, Texas, and I spoke to a conservative group like yourself, except without the water and boats. And a few hours later, I talked to a Black Lives Matter group. And I walked in unopposed, but we did have opposing views. I am courageous enough to go anywhere to fight for you for what is right. And I believe our president has that same mentality. He is fighting against Marxist radicals like Bernie Sanders, AOC, and the leaders of Black Lives Matter, who are infringing upon our life, liberty, and the pursuit of our happiness. Now, fake news talks about peaceful protests, but cities like Portland and Chicago, which is my birth city, is being burned down to the ground. Fake news media and liberal mayors are complicit with the Marxist radicals who incite these riots. Instead of helping keep the peace, they refuse to pick up the phone and make the call for help because our great president is on the other end to pick up. Instead of working together, they're playing politics with our lives and our livelihood. And make no mistake about it, if we remain silent, if we don't vote, if we don't get our family, our friends, our community, our co-workers, if we do not reach out to those who are not educated, they will win. And they will spread this cancer across our nation. In just a few short years, my fellow Texans, what was once radical has become mainstream. And if you don't believe me, I want you to go back and I want you to listen to Bernie Sanders. And this is what he said, I quote, "Many of the ideas we fought for that just a few years ago were considered radical are now mainstream." For 25 years, I've served this great nation. At my 6-year mark, I began my journey to become a Navy SEAL, and I began to grow into service. I began to understand the truth, the effort, and the sacrifice required to be a servant leader. Up until that point, I was a pretty selfish guy. The word training in the SEAL teams is an understatement. I want you to imagine a daily environment where you consistently put yourself in situations that at the slightest error of yourself or your teammate or indecisiveness, it will cost you your life. Our first responders and our law enforcement, they understand that. This was my life, and I lived it for decades. I grew into the realization that my thoughts, my words, my actions were a direct reflection of my brothers, my team, the Navy, my family, most importantly, you and this great nation. I humbly accepted the opportunities in training and in real-world operations that my life could potentially be taken. In a speech on December 7, 2017 at Pearl Harbor, Admiral Harry Harris went off script when he looked at the World War II veterans that were honored, that were being honored, some of them barely able to stand for our national anthem, but yet they stood anyway. And this is what he said: "You can bet that the men and women we honor today and those who died that fateful morning 75 years ago never took a knee, never failed to stand whenever they heard the national anthem being played." He was criticized by liberal media, and what did our president do? He made him the ambassador of the Republic of Korea. Now, I'm disturbed at the lack of patriotism in our country. I'm disturbed at the weak-kneed politicians who are more concerned about their next election than defending our freedom. And I'm concerned at corporate America that is capitulating Marxist radicals as there's rioting in our streets. As a Navy SEAL, I went to places you never want to go. I saw crimes against humanity that no one should ever have to witness. And my brothers and I, we were sent to those places to defend our freedom and protect this great nation. I truly believe that our president, he has that same mentality. It is going to take patriots like you standing in the gap with our president to ensure that America is victorious. Now, as a fighter, as a warrior, I took an oath to defend, to support our Constitution against all enemies, foreign and most relevant today, domestic. Our president, DJ Trump, when he took the office of the 45th president of the United States, he swore a similar oath: preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Yes, honor him with your vote, and he will continue to fight. I assure you, he will maintain his solemn oath, and he will stand against politicians and radicals who view America as a land of entitlements instead of the land of opportunity. After my commitment to the Navy, I went to Capitol Hill because I wanted to continue making a difference. And what I found was a swamp full of lobbyists and bureaucrats that needed to be drained. And that is exactly what our president has been doing. He has been draining the swamp. I left that swamp, and by the grace of God, I retired to Texas. Yes. When I got here, I was embraced by you. So I absorbed your love of acceptance, not only embracing my fellow brothers and sisters, but embracing our rich history. In the words of another transplant from Texas, William Barrett Travis, when he called on men to defend this great republic, he said, "Those prepared to give their lives in freedom's cause, come over to me." I know exactly what anarchy looks like, and it is emerging in cities like Portland and Chicago, and in the small towns like Kenosha, Wisconsin. W.B. Travis' words, written back in 1836, astonishingly true today. He said, "I think that Texas is forever ruined unless citizens make a manly, energetic effort to save themselves from anarchy and confusion, which are the worst of all evils." It is incumbent upon us, because if we fail, anarchy will take hold, and W.B. Travis would be right. We need to answer the call by voting in November. Yes. We need to answer the call by voting in November. We need to answer the call by voting in November. I will conclude with a sentence from a famous letter by W.B. Travis at the Alamo. "I am determined to sustain myself as long as possible and die like a soldier who never forgets what is due to his honor and that of his country." victory or death. When we vote in November, it is victory. When we vote in November, it is victory. When we vote in November, it is victory. God bless you for being here today. Your show of support is truly inspiring. May God continue to bless the United States of America, our President Donald Trump, and God bless the great state of Texas.